Alright, welcome to the KSL Semi Finals. We are into the deep water here with our zerG friends, treading some water that we haven't seen actually in any series quite yet. Actually, no, that's not true. We saw the SSL semis, but that's not making it to YouTube. Only this is. So we're going to watch the ZVZ for the first semifinals. The second one, let me see who the second one is. The second one is going to be Mine versus Hero. And this is an unspoiled game. We're starting from scratch. This is the first match of the series. And you can see that Kwanro's got almost a 60% win rate against his opponent here. And he's got a... Thank you, Lockdown, for the test. And in case you happen to be a new follower, which I'm pretty sure you're not because you were following earlier, cheers. Thanks for joining. We just put a new sound on the follower, so now we've got true Brood War style in the pub. There's actually a sound that Duke Phoenix, he's like, ooh. He's like, hey, I'm managing things from the pub here. And I was like, oh, if I could figure out a way to... I like how they zoomed in on the girl and totally just ignored zerO. I just realized that. I'm sorry, I can't finish a single thought today. So, anyway, 53% win rate against zerG for zerO. So, Kwanro a little bit favored statistically, but honestly, zerO's been playing pretty well. Obviously, they're both in the semifinals, and I think they both had fairly strong performances leading up to this point. So, I would say probably a fairly even match going into this. The only thing I would mention is I expect Kwanro to be a bit more aggressive, as that's kind of his style. Let's just jump up here to the match start and get right into it. We'll have plenty of time to talk in the beginning seconds of the game, and then we'll have no time to talk at all because that's kind of how it runs here. So coming into this game, zerO had to beat out, who did he have to beat? Haya and Jaehoon, and Kwanro had to take down Busan and Rock. And he also took down Bisu, for that matter, in the group stages, which is pretty impressive. zerO took down Hero, too, so he did win his ZVZs coming into this. Anyway, before I miss the colors here, I should probably take a look at who's who. Looks like yellow is Kwanro. I did this last time, too, didn't I? We got to go back, because I messed this up too much last time. I apologize, but I don't want to mess it up again, because I'm good at that. And I don't have the Korean names down for them yet. So blue is Kwanro. Okay, so Kwanro is going to be the blue zerG in the bottom left of what appears to be Demian. Let me bring up that information. So I've got accurate information going into this. I didn't really look, to be honest. Kwanro is blue, by the way. By the way, Team Liquid added like little color flags and notices so you can tell. It's amazing. So helpful when we cast games. And zerO is the yellow zerG in the top right, or middle-ish right, or whatever, 230-ish position, I'd say. Oh, no, it's straight up 3 o'clock. There's no debating that one. It looks like Kwanro is going to scout in the right direction from the start. And 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's got his... he's got definitely 9 pool at the very least, which is what we saw him... This is the only build he went in his prior ZVZs that we watched. It was 9 pool and then 9 pool. And he destroyed his opponent in the quarterfinals. Who is that he played in the quarterfinals? Let me take a quick look. Killer. And he had one was a build order win straight up. Looks like we're going to see an overpool or a 12 hatch coming from zerO. And we're going to see the same actually from Kwanro. He's going for the Overlord first. And he's going for the 12 hatch. All right. And we're seeing it from both players. So there will be no build order wins in this game. The only real benefit is that Kwanro is going to get the earlier scout and see exactly what's going on inside the base of zerO before zerO has any clue of what Kwanro did, which might make zerO throw down some extra defense that he wouldn't otherwise. It could be a bit rough. Hey, Ellis of ACL, good to see you, man. Hope you're having a good night. She has makeup on her arms. I didn't look at her arms, to be honest. I was distracted. I didn't see it at all. But I'll keep an eye out for it next time. Maybe we'll go back after the game's over and check out her arms. Were they like drawn on muscles? Where she just looked buff? Or I'm pretty sure that's probably not what it was, but just throwing it out there. Anyway, we are seeing standard builds from both players now that they've got their hatcheries down at their expansions. And I'm assuming we're going to see some Lings popping out in the very near future here. Kwanro is still making drones, and it looks like zerO is doing the same. And Kwanro has achieved his first scout. The Overlord has made it into the base. He sees the exact same timing of everything and realizes that this is a mirror build. And again, zerO does not have the same information. He is playing in the dark here, literally, and it'll be interesting to see what Kwanro decides to go. He's less apt to go fast Lings now that he can see exactly what's coming out of zerO's base. But I would actually be making Lings after seeing those eggs morphing like that. We do have the lair going down for zerO. I would assume we're going to see the same coming from Kwanro. It was actually drones, and a couple of Lings are coming out now. So I actually thought that was going to be 3 sets of Lings, but instead, no. Kwanro may have thought the same, and he might be overreacting. But no, I'd say they've got pretty even Ling counts, so everything's pretty safe. He is going to scout an Overlord, scouting his Lings. This is going to keep zerO in his base. We do have a lair on the way for Kwanro after all, but I have no idea what the percentage of that is in terms of how far it is from completion. So we can expect that we will see Muta coming out in the near future. I think that guy wants to see some Queen play, which would be awesome. Maybe some Spawn Broodlings on Zerglings. Not worth it at all, but always fun to do. You've got a 25 mineral Zergling. Let me spawn Broodlings at. You could do it on drone lines, I guess, which might be effective to some degree, but so all right, we do have some defense, static defense being dropped down for zerO at this point. He's going to go for the sunken colony. The lair is complete for both players. Spire going down for zerO. I would assume the same is going down for Kwanro. Kwanro trying to break up the ramp, but it looks like he is not going to be able to, and definitely zerO has the higher Ling count, but Kwanro can see everything, so there's no real surprise here. zerO is moving out though at this point, and he may actually take out a couple of free Lings here of Kwanro's if Kwanro isn't careful. Kwanro trying to engage on even ground, but I think he takes the worst of that exchange actually, and he's being forced back to his base, and he does not have anything to defend against this, and he looks like he's probably feeling the pressure at this point a bit, but zerO is going to back off. However, he is still making a lot of Lings, but full scouting is occurring here. Don't forget, everything is being seen by both players, so I don't expect anything sneaky going on here. If zerO is able to take Kwanro out, it's going to be because of micro. It looks like he is actually going to sneak in a couple of Lings, though. However, there are 6 Lings in the base to greet him, and those 2 Lings aren't going to actually do anything at all. Yeah, so anyway, looks like Spire is complete. A couple of Lings do make it into the base. They might get a drone. Ooh, no, that was close, but they are not able to actually take it out. It looked like he was stuck on the other drone, though, and couldn't actually get away from him. Now going after the gas drones, tries to get one, but loses both Lings instead. So Kwanro doing pretty decent defense here. Muta are out on the field at this point for zerO and for Kwanro. Both players are getting their Muta out. zerO is slightly ahead with getting his out. It looks like he's going to get a couple Ling kills on top of that. Kwanro, unfortunately, not doing anything with those Lings, and he will take a few losses for no reason. Muta for Kwanro, on the other hand, are doing Overlord hunting, which could provide value if they are able to lock zerO up. zerO doing the same on the Overlord in the middle of the base or the middle of the map for zerO. But Scourge are coming into this point, and it looks like he is not going to actually go after the Muta, really just a deterrent so that the Overlord can hopefully get back home. But zerO is going to obviously remember where that Overlord was, and he can certainly chase it down. Looks like both players have Scourge with their Muta. The question is who has more. Right now it looks like Kwanro has more, and good Scourge play will certainly win this game outright if he's not careful with the micro. It looks like the Scourge are being microed though. However, I can't tell what just happened there. Someone lost a Muta. I don't know whose it was, or maybe it was just a Scourge going down. Kwanro appears to be getting the better end of this deal as, wow, very nice micro from zerO, and it looks like Kwanro is actually going to take heavier losses here. He's down to 4 Muta. 3 Muta, 2 Muta, 3 Muta, 4 Muta. All right, I can't count. It looks like he had a couple stacked there that I couldn't see. But definitely zerO got the better of that exchange. And the Muta that are left for Kwanro, a couple of them are pretty weak. There were a few in the red there. Now, I'm not sure where the drone count is, but both are obviously mining pretty good from the gas. It feels like Kwanro might be a little bit lower on drones. And again, I think he thought that more Lings were coming out earlier than actually did. But zerO did actually use... he did use one drone to make static defense. That's about it. We have an engagement continuing here in the middle, and very good micro from both players actually taking out the Scourge. It still looks like Kwanro, though, is just way, way weaker. And if zerO is clicking on the units, he should see this and probably go after him, chase him down, and try to take out as many as he can. Even the glaive shots alone will do a lot of damage here at this point. It looks like they are going to go after another Overlord to draw them out. The Muta decide to, well, they're just jockeying for position once again. Scourge are there, trying to get a Muta or two, but they are unable to do so. And zerO backs off once again. But still, it feels like zerO is just in a better position here, and it's hard to come back when you're in a ZVZ if you are behind in Muta count or Ling count or whatever it may be, unless something goes wrong, like units getting caught up on each other. Repeated poor micro where he goes in, he holds position too early and clicks back before they ever shoot anything. That can certainly happen as well. It's kind of based on spacing of things. What's going on, Jude? Good to see you tonight. 3Z1T. What? Yes. I think it is Terran and zerG in the other semifinals, which we'll get to, I guess, next week. I'm not sure when the next games are being played, but it looks like the finals are going to be played March 1st, which, by the way, I was talking with Sale, and we're going to try to do that one live, which may be a god-awful time for me, but at least it's a Saturday night for me, so I should be able to stay up, or maybe it's a Sunday morning, actually. So if that's the case, I'll probably not stream my normal hours of that Saturday and do something, wake up, go to bed early so I can try to get up and be awake for it. A Ling does manage to get a drone for free. That's actually surprisingly sloppy from Kwanro. He should not have let that in. You can see the little smirk on his face where he's like, son of a... That was not supposed to happen. We do have a few more drones here on the mineral line, it looks like, anyway. 4-0. Hey, Papa Dapulaski. I don't know if I'm saying your name right, man. Cheers. Thank you for joining the pub. Hope you're enjoying the show. Papa Dapulaski? Papa Dapulaski. That's probably it. Hey, Team SMF VML JQB Why do I watch this? Why not, man? Why does my wife watch The Real Housewives of I don't know, whatever location they're in now? Because it's fun to the person, anyway. So we've got some more jockeying for position here at this point. Both players are massing up with their Air Force. There are a lot of Scourge out on the field for Kwanro. Not nearly as many for zerO. Well, no, I'm sorry, he does. They were hidden off the screen, actually. So this next battle will definitely come down to Scourge Micro. And it looks like, man, it just looks like zerO's gotten more. Although it does look like there was multiple control groups of... Yeah, there's definitely multiple control groups for Kwanro. And here we go! One Scourge is taken out for free. It looks like... Ooh, one does connect, actually, for Kwanro, which is pretty good. Oh, no, there are definitely two control groups for zerO as well. So it still feels like he's ahead. It's all going to come down to the Scourge landing. But, man, zerO's got a lot more Scourge at this point, too. He may just A-move in. I'm not sure if he's going to bother trying to micro one by one and let him chase around Kwanro's units as much as he can. And I think at this point, zerO realizes that he's just way ahead, and he's going to go in for the attack here. And it looks like he's going to go right into the Scourge pile, and he takes a lot of hits, but it looks like he still might have the better of the exchange here. And he does. He takes Kwanro down to what appears to be just a handful, and GG coming from Kwanro. He was down to only 3 Muta after that exchange. But he just like face tanked 5 Scourge right there. Look at that. Let's watch that one more time. Let's see. Here he goes. Here he goes. We're gonna have to do an instant replay of that one because it just looked like he rammed the Muta into that pile of Scourge, and he may have taken a couple out in the process, but I think he lost a few of his Muta as well. But I think his count is just so much higher at this point that it doesn't matter at all. And Kwanro's just too far behind to keep up with it. Let's see. Here we go. zerO going in for the offensive. Runs right in. And yeah, he just sits in the Scourge. Holy crap. But he takes... I mean, the same thing happens to Kwanro, which is what I missed the first time. Kwanro absorbs just as many as zerO did. And because zerO had such a higher count, that's GG from Kwanro. It's a very good game there. Hope you guys enjoyed that. YouTube, I'll see you in game number 2. Welcome to game number 2 of the KSL Semi Finals between Kwanro and zerO. At this point in the match, zerO is up 1-0 against Kwanro as they go to face off on La Mancha, which is Muy Bien Mapu. I don't know how to say map. Carta, maybe? No, that's Italian, actually. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, it looks like Kwanro is in the top right-hand side. Let me make sure I got the colors right here. I might have that wrong already. So, yeah, Kwanro is yellow. Wait, it says he's yellow. There is no yellow. And zerO is red? Are we going to have to go back and check again? Because that was not the colors that I'm watching. Did I click the wrong game? No, this is La Mancha. Oh, they changed the colors. Okay, so yeah, zerO is red. Did they change the colors? I think they did, right? Yeah, alright, he was teal. Alright, I feel like less of an idiot now. Thank you. So we'll skip back to where we were. So zerO in the red in the bottom left, and Kwanro in the yellow in the top right. Thankfully, Team Liquid put the right colors in there, not the wrong ones. And it looks like we're going to see at least an overpool. And this makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's very likely that... Oh, well, actually, that's not entirely true. Let's see. I don't see an Overlord being built. zerO is making an Overlord. We might actually see a 9-pool coming from Kwanro. We are going to see a 9-pool. Okay, so we've got a 9-pool against I don't know what from zerO. We'll have to watch and see what he decides to go. He's at this point, he could either go an overpool or 12-hatch. Based on the fact that I don't see a spawning pool, it's going to be a 12-hatch, and that's exactly what he goes. So, really, this could be a build order win for Kwanro if he's able to get in there quick enough. He's got to scout him soon, and he's... Ooh, this could be terrible. Terrible for zerO if he's not prepared. You can hear the guys screaming in the background because this is a huge deal. The fact that he goes this hatchery, if Kwanro is on top of this game, he's very unlikely to lose. It's just it's aggression versus greed, and if both players go for the 12-hatch route, then it's the game is very much in the air. Now, if Kwanro went overpool, he would be very much behind to this in all likelihood. However, it's you can still obviously come out even if he gets enough drone kills or something like that. But this is ahead. The aggression is going to be strong here. I think he's going to realize that he's going cross-map because if you look, they're both scouting in the clockwise direction. That's not a guarantee, but he hasn't seen anything from the bottom. And he hasn't seen anything from the top left yet either, in terms of an Overlord. So it's very likely that his opponent is cross-map, and that's apparently where he's going to head. Oh, no! He changed his mind at the last second here, it looks like, and he may be scouting... What are you doing, Kwanro? Go across the map. You had it the first time. Keep going. What is he waiting for? Is he just waiting for 8 Lings at once? That's very possible. Oh, no. What is going on? Kwanro. Is he worried? He might be worried that there'll be a runaround of Lings on his own base or something. I can't figure out why he's waiting. Oh, or he's just waiting for just enough Lings where when he goes in, it's game over once he heads in. And it looks like that might be what he does. He's going to go for the top left. I think there's a terrible decision here. And at this point, there are Lings out on the map, and he's going to realize there's nothing there. And now he's forced to go to the bottom left. But at this point, there are a decent amount of Lings out on the map for zerO. And with 2 hatcheries, he's going to be able to outproduce him as this game continues on. But the Lings may engage just in time. It looks like they are going to go in. They're going to take out this drone that was about to attempt to make a... no, the drones are coming off the mineral line to help defend against this. And he's going to just target him down as best he can. And it looks like the drones and the Lings are actually going to be taken out by Kwanro. Kwanro able to get all of the Lings killed and all of the drones backing up. And he's in a really good spot here after all. He's got more Lings streaming in. And he's disrupting the mining for a significant amount of time. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8... 9 drones for zerO, and that puts zerO behind for sure. However, it's not guaranteed yet, because he does have that extra hatchery. If as long as he can use the larva, if he only mines minerals, he's not in a terrible spot. However, we have a Spire already coming out for Kwanro, and there is no lair. He canceled the lair! zerO canceled the lair! Wait, did he actually go there? Maybe that was Kwanro that we saw earlier. I'm not sure, but either way, zerO is going to be forced to go mass Ling at this point, and he does exactly that. He goes for a strong counterattack, but we see a very solid lineup of Lings coming in, but he's got to get him in quickly before the Lings are able to run by. It looks like he does close that off just in time, and zerO is going to be forced to make a decision here. How does he try to micro up against this? And he gets 1 Ling getting attacked by 2, and it looks like Kwanro is getting the better of this exchange, and he's also backing up here to try to make sure that Lings are unable to get any more damage than necessary, and he evens out the battle just with a solid line right there. However, zerO is going to continue to stream units in. He's also trying to beef up his drone count here. He knows that he's going to be facing a Spire, but look at the economy, man, of Kwanro. It is low. If he doesn't get a huge amount of damage here with the muta that is going to be popping out basically now, there's a Spire. You can be sure that zerO is going to make a couple of spore colonies at this point. I would expect to see an Evo chamber go down. Creep colony is going down. Looks like that was an Evo chamber up front, and he is going to put a spore in each base. But at critical mass, muta will just one-shot and it won't be a big deal. Ling's continuing to try to dwindle down the number of Lings for Kwanro, but with muta coming out, he'll be able to force this back fairly easily. zerO does keep a couple of Lings inside the base. Hey! Gorgaraz 60, cheers, thank you for following the pub. I hope you enjoy the show. So Kwanro is heading in at this point. We've got another creep colony going down behind that Evo chamber, most likely just simple defense in terms of a sunk in there to try to defend against it. Or he might just go all spores. He knows that he will have the benefit of the ground force of Lings, and it looks like he is going to go for a spore. Kwanro is going to scout this and back off and wait for more muta to join him. And in the meantime, there are Lings inside the base of Kwanro. I don't think he lost any drones. It's hard to say, actually. He might have lost 1 here. He's got 2, 4, 6 drones left. And now, at this point, zerO, once he gets his gas up and running, he will be way, way ahead here. Kwanro is down to 5 mining drones. It looks like he just made a 6th right there. I thought he had 6 before. Maybe I counted it wrong. And zerO is actually not in terrible shape. He's got enough ground forces to deal with any Lings coming his way. He's got enough static defense to deal with low counts of muta, and Kwanro is struggling to make a lot of muta just because he's obviously so low economy. And he does have enough, though, to one-shot drones, which is important to mention here. However, with the Overlords on the mineral patches, he's going to be able to see over those cliffs, and he's going to be a lot less effective in microing those drones than he wants to be. Looks like he's trying to cover the drones with the Overlords as well. But Kwanro he's struggling to actually make connections here with the drones. I think zerO is doing a pretty good job of bouncing them back and forth. He attacked the muta there. He actually... Here's the problem. If you're using the hold command in order to micro, it attacks the closest unit. So if the Overlord ends up being the closest unit, he'll absorb damage for random shots in an Overlord that he's not going to take out. Looks like Lings are going across the map again as zerO is feeling the pressure here. Kwanro has managed to sneak in a couple more drones and up his mineral capacity, capability, whatever you want to call it. Mineral mining effectiveness. And he's able to take out a couple of the Lings that are running across the map. So good job from Kwanro, both keeping the pressure on as well as... keeping map control as well is really the other side of it. More Lings are heading out, and zerO, even just keeping a couple of Lings out of the map, will make it very difficult for Kwanro to move in, though, with those muta. But he looks like he's up at like 7 or 8 at this point, and that's enough to one-shot drones effectively, despite... it looks like he's going to go after the gas, actually, instead. He's not going to actually get back on those drones at all, is what it looks like. I wonder if he can't hit the Spire either, unless he wants to engage the spore colony. He does get the second gas, though, which is pretty huge. More Lings are running in, trying to get a free drone or two. It looks like they do not. All of the drones managed to survive that. And the Muta are able to take out that second extractor, which is a fairly big deal. Now, I'm not sure how long he was mining out of that first one for, but zerO, he's got the better economy and has had the better economy for a while. But Kwanro has the initiative, and honestly, that is sometimes a lot more important in ZVZ. So we're going to see Scourge play here coming out from zerO. It looks like he may try to get a couple of free Muta here. But depending on how well Kwanro micros, this shouldn't be an issue. And he should also be expecting this coming in. It looks like the Scourge are actually heading across the map. And Kwanro does micro the ones inside the base of zerO. It looks like he might even get a free hatchery here. He does, or at the very least he gets the drone and cancels the hatchery. But these Scourge are going to get any Muta that pop out in the next couple of moments. It looks like he's continuing to micro those Scourge fairly well. And he takes out another extractor as he tries to build that. Wow, the range of spores are ridiculous. Random Muta in the middle of the map for some reason. It looks like Kwanro has transitioned to Lings at this point to avoid losing any of the Muta to Scourge until he's willing to bring back his main pack. And in the meantime, he's going to just start setting in some drones, and there are no ground defenses at this point for zerO. He's caught with his pants down randomly. I mean, you would have thought that he would have had one sunken in there, if not making more Lings. And it looks like the Lings are actually, 2 Lings are wreaking havoc and get 4 drone kills out of nowhere. Muta are finally popping out at this point, and they're going to help deal with any Lings coming inside the base. Which this is going to make it difficult for Kwanro to break through at this point. Kwanro is finally getting his own expansion. He's just got Muta sitting in the base of zerO. That's hilarious, by the way. And now we've got some Lings heading into the main base and attacking drones on the gas line there, continuing to disrupt. The drones are probably going to be able to kill those Lings by themselves without too much of an issue. They almost get 1 kill, but it looks like they were pretty low on health. A couple more Lings managed to run in, though, and he might be able to pick off 1 or 2 drones. No, other Lings are finally out in the map for zerO. Does he get anything? No, it doesn't look like it. Muta are now running over to the base of Kwanro, it looks like anyway. Yep, and they are going to be on top of a couple of drones. Scourge are coming out. Scourge absorbing a couple of the other Scourge. And that Muta gets a kill. That Muta has 1 drone kill. It looks like he has 2, 3 drone kills, 4 drone kills. This is terrible for Kwanro. He's got to drone up at this point if he's going to stay in this game. Despite the amount of resources that have been invested into static defense for zerO, it's really not a big deal because he's been mining with so many more drones for so much longer. And instead, Kwanro is starting to look like he's on the back foot here. And I'm assuming that's why they just zoomed in on him. So it's like, oh, Kwanro's face! Look at him! He's under pressure. He definitely is, though. And Lings are going to continue to stream out of the base for zerO to try to continue harassment. And look at this. I mean, Kwanro, he might get a free... No, he doesn't. Doesn't manage to get it. He does have some decent kill counts on his Muta, by the way, as well. But he's had him out forever. It looks like Kwanro actually goes for a 3rd base to try to get back in this. He's been bagging up some minerals, it appears, anyway, as a result of... oh, he's going to scout those coming in. He does have a couple of Muta out on the field to try to deal with this. But with Scourge out, ooh, it's going to be tough. He does get all the gas drones. He's taking a lot of unnecessary shots, though. And loses another Muta as he continues to micro up there. Scourge are back out in the base of Kwanro at this point, and Kwanro may lose a couple of the Muta that he's got popping out of his natural expansion, which is unfortunate because every loss that he takes puts him further and further behind. The only thing he's really got going for him is he's got definitely the much more solid pack of Muta, which will allow him to drone up for a while and get back into this. But I feel like things are going to even out by the time he gets to that point. More Lings run in for Kwanro, and it looks like just 2 Lings are being really effective here over and over and over. Lings are being pulled back for zerO. Looks like there might be a drone kill. No, nothing. I don't think he got any kills on those. And that's going to get taken care of by the Muta if not the Lings in the base. Actually, no. Hero lets him just run in, and he does! He gets a drone kill and tries to go for another, but the other Ling does get taken out before he's able to kill anything else. So, high value, by the way. Any set of Lings taking out a single drone. And sloppy play from zerO, to be honest. Sorry, dude. Just saying how it is. At this point, Kwanro does have fairly decent drone counts. But zerO is definitely catching up in total Muta number. So they're evening out in both cases. He's only just now starting to mine from his expansions gas. And I'm kind of curious if he's going to be able to drone up the way he wants, or really he might just sit back and defend. It looks like that third base is going to be pure dronage. I don't think he wants to give that up if he doesn't have to. However, he's got to be wary of Muta coming out. Because he's given up map control now, he's at risk of losing that third, or that third being discovered by Muta. And if it does happen, those drones are just sacrifices. They're not going to be able to be defended unless he morphs them into spores at the last second. But he doesn't actually even have spores. And it looks like this is going to get scouted. That Ling's got to see the creep. And it looks like the Muta are going to head up there to try to deal with that. I'm not sure Kwanro is aware of this. It looks like he's not. And the Muta are heading over in that direction now. Oh, all right, it looks like Kwanro is aware. He must have caught it out of the corner of his eye. And he does take out a couple of the Lings that are randomly running by over there, which is kind of a weird pathing to take. I'm not sure why he would continue to run Lings over there. And zerO's going to realize that he is now down a base. As long as he lets Kwanro actually drone up like this, that pack of Muta is just going to continue to get out of control. I'd like to see if there are any upgrades on the Muta at this point. Let's see. There are no upgrades on Kwanro's Muta. And nothing on zerO either. So fairly even battle in terms of upgrades. We've got 3 gas though for Kwanro now, which is really the key thing that we've got to be talking about here. Which means he's just going to be able to pump out the Scourge and the Muta to a degree that zerO is unable to keep up with over time. I would assume he's going to go some amount of Scourge to complement his Muta pack. He does. All right, so that's exactly what he starts popping out. I mean, the reason I say that is otherwise I would have expected to see a few more drones on mineral lines at that third base, but instead going pure gas. Clearly he wants to get the Scourge advantage, and it looks like he's going to get it. He does have +1 carapace on zerO at this point. It looks like they're noticing the same exact thing. And we are not seeing that. We are not seeing that from Kwanro, which is unfortunate. And oh no! He's going to get caught out here with some Muta that are just in a separate pack. And this is really dangerous for Kwanro. He loses a couple of free Muta here, right, from that first engagement. And zerO comes in, and now he's going after that hatchery. He's not even focusing anything else down. The Scourge are running in, though, and it looks like a couple of Muta are taken out for Kwanro. zerO trying to micro that. Kwanro getting a good surround over here. And here we'll see who has more Muta. It looks like zerO has actually got more Muta than Kwanro, and he does! Kwanro is forced back, and with more Scourge coming from both players, this could even up, but it looks like zerO is still ahead, and Kwanro is going to probably have to GG out of this as he loses his third base. Although, no, maybe not. Maybe he's actually got more than I expected here. More Scourge are popping out. It looks like he's going to try to micro them along with the Muta. He does. He does a pretty good job of it, actually. Takes out one, takes a couple of free shots here. He's trying to do the 45-degree angle micro, gets it, and he will keep the pressure on. So Kwanro, I mean, the ground is just falling out from under this guy. He is down to his last Muta. He loses that. Scourge trying to micro what they can. A Sunken going down, of all things, surprisingly enough. And now that third base is going to be taken down. All zerO has to do is continue to micro Scourge, because Scourge are the only way that Kwanro can get back into this game. And I didn't realize, but zerO had just been building up that Muta pack for a lot longer. At some point, Kwanro stopped doing that. Well, keep in mind, I mean, zerO had 2 gas for a long time, even though they got harassed down. He kept mining over time for a lot longer than Kwanro managed to. Some Scourge connect, and Kwanro is forced to GG. He is down 0-2. Going into game number 3 in the best of 5, Kwanro appears to be on tilt, and zerO may be able to close it out in this last match. We'll have to wait and see as we move on to game number 3. Alright, so let's go on to game number 3, Kwanro versus zerO. And if you guys have been watching for the first 2, which I'm sure you have, at least on YouTube, you'll know that Kwanro is in a rough spot here. He is down 0-2. And zerO might have him on tilt. You know, it's interesting. They keep zooming in on his face, and every time they do, it's like he just looks timid. Not like the aggressive Kwanro that we know and love. And I feel like if he had been a bit more aggressive at times, he may have been able to take that game. But instead, he kind of just sits back and he let zerO get back in that game, which is unfortunate because now he's down 2 games, which makes it very difficult if you want to win in a best of 5. It's from South Park. Oh, that's gross, man. That's gross. Oh, Butter's creamy goo. Oh, very good. Yeah, yum. All right, so let's skip into the games here. See what time we get started. There's the booth girl, so we'll start up with the booth girl. Booth girl number 2. I like how she uses her hair to fill in for the non-existent unibrow. Clearly, she really wants one. zerO is unfazed by having this chick in his booth. He's just like, I want to play video games. Come on, let's go. Get your ham, Tina. And Kwanro might be actually put off by it. Maybe that's why he's on tilt. Are they making fun of him? I think they're making fun of him. zerO's just sitting there like this. Honestly, like zerO, and I don't mean this in any disrespectful way because I'm casting a video game for fun, but zerO is a huge, like, true nerd, I think, when I watch him play. He's here to play video games. He doesn't care about the competition. He just likes to play and happens to be good at them. So every time you see him, he's like, here we go, let's do it. Gonna play a game. So let's see if he can close out this last game by having fun. Kwanro has definitely got some pressure on him at this point, but they are pros, so he should be able to work through it. The question is, can he really reverse all kill from this position? Can he put zerO on tilt? I don't know if he's got it in him. I gotta say that that studio audience is looking a little thin today, by the way. And here we go. Let's get into the game. Kwanro versus zerO. Semi-final, game number 3 of set number 1. Semi-final set number 1. And I said it yesterday, but I don't know about you guys. But I might have a bit of a semi here. This is definitely ZVZ is fun, action-packed casting. It definitely is. So looking forward to it. All right. Getting into it, it looks like, let me check the colors here as they start. The yellow zerG in the top right on Avalon 4-spawn map. Fairly close positions, though, for these two players. It's going to be Kwanro. So Kwanro with the red sweater is actually the yellow zerG. zerO, however... Oh, we got a 5 pool coming out, guys. There are no drones being made for zerO. This is going to be a fast game. And Kwanro is about to be caught with his pants down. I've used that phrase about 7 times so far today, but it seems apt, so we'll just keep going with it. Unfortunately for Kwanro, he's going to get scouted right away. And I'm not sure. He might go 9 pool. He may be able to defend with 9 pool, but it's going to be a struggle, that's for sure. Oh, no! He goes over pool or 10 pool. Crap. Over pool at the very least. And potentially 12 hatch. This is terrible for Kwanro. Here we see the first-person view of zerO as he getting ready to go crazy with this 5 pool. And honestly, this is a great idea. He's up 2 games in a best of 5. Kwanro's on tilt. Why not? Go crazy, man. Try something. This is going to get scouted at the last second by Kwanro, too, and he's not going to be able to... I'm not sure he'll be able to react. Here comes the Overlords. There's the first one. He's going to be scouting the creep at this point, and you can see zerO. Look at him. Look at his face. He's like, all right, we are balls deep, man. Here we go. There's no going back after this one. We are fully committed. And he's even got a drone coming out as well, potentially to throw out a Sunken. A Sunken is going down in the base of Kwanro, so he may be able to defend this, but... the spawning pool is only 2/3 of the way done. And it's going to take a while for that Sunken to be completed. And that's exactly what he's waiting on at this point. He's waiting on the spawning pool. And the zerglings are almost at his front door. They are knocking. It's like the Jehovah's Witness all over again, man. Let me in. I'm coming in. I'm breaking down to the door, and we've got a drone trying to drop down a sunken as well. The two sunkens are being morphed in. The first one is being attacked by the drones, or trying to be defended by the drones as the Zerglings attack it. It looks like he's going to cancel it in the last second, and he does save the minerals, but he's going to lose a couple of drones here as he tries to delay, and the other sunken is on the way of being morphed in for zerO. And zerO is going to be able to take out the sunken that didn't finish, but there are enough Lings out here for Kwanro to potentially take this out, and if he's able to take this out, this is going to be game over. He is focusing down the sunken with 3 of the Lings, 4 Lings. He's going to be able to keep it. He's going to be able to save it. We're going to go to a game number 4, I'm pretty sure, and we will see GG coming from zerO in the next couple seconds as Kwanro now has the economy to run back at him. Look at zerO's reaction. He did not capitalize on it, and GG from zerO. Wow. Intense game right there. Kwanro survives. And that might have gave him the confidence he needed to bring him through game 4 into a game 5. I mean, that could be all it takes, that one little win. But zerO probably still feels pretty good here. He didn't commit he let one game go to waste for the chance of an easy win with that cheese, and you can see it. He knows. If we go back here for a second, this game is so short I can't even find where it's at. If you look, watch right here. His Lings get caught up in a weird position by the drones, and I feel like he wasn't paying attention with the Lings. He loses one right there, and he's indecisive here trying to take out drones, where honestly, I feel like he should have just defended the sunken being built, and he take unnecessary shots from that other sunken of Kwanro. How many? He's got 6 Lings here. 7 Lings. Loses 1, 2, 3. 3 total Lings. And that's it. That's GG. Awesome game. And zerO, a little disappointed, but he'll make it to game number 4 either way. So, see you in game 4. Match. Game number 4. ZVZ, Kwanro versus zerO. I like how their names rhyme. It makes it easier for me to make up terrible jokes. We're taking a quick straw poll here from the live viewers, and it looks like 86% of viewers are favoring zerO. They think that zerO will take game 4. He's had very impressive gameplay in his ZVZ matchup so far against Kwanro, which honestly is a little bit surprising based on the fact that Kwanro does have a better statistical win rate against Zerg. But zerO proving that it wasn't a fluke that he made it to the semis, and both these players have a long history of Brood War, and clearly you can't count anyone out at this point. So game number 4 will be taking place on Circuit Breaker. We ended up at 88% voting for zerO versus the 12% for Kwanro. And let's get into it, guys. In the bottom left, we have the purple Zerg. Kwanro! Sporting the purple. I like it. In the bottom right, once again, the red Zerg, zerO, who is up 2-1 in this series. He's red everywhere. Look at it. Red keyboard, red headphones, red seat. And Kwanro is definitely still on the his back foot here. But Kwanro can pull out a win at any time. If you remember, he's kind of like, what do we call him? The mini July Zerg, where he's clearly not nearly as good in terms of results as July Zerg has been in the past. It was just a dominator, a dominant force. 3-time OSL winner, I believe, Golden Mouse Award winner. And Kwanro has been likened to July on multiple occasions because of his aggressive playstyle. The God of War, July Zerg, that's what he was known for, exactly that, just very aggressive play. So let's pay attention to the build here a bit. zerO, let's see, zerO is going for, both players going for the 12 hatch route. Okay, so this is going to be a perfect mirror match at the get-go. Although it appears that both players are scouting in the wrong direction to start. So both players playing in the dark. So we'll see what decisions they make, if anything. I mean, keep in mind, Kwanro just got 5-pooled. He's going to expect a more standard game, but who knows? It could be overpool, it could be 9-pool, and he may decide that he commits more to Lings than he does to economy, whereas zerO can just pump economy, and that's what he did in the second game actually, which ended up winning it for him. Kwanro needed to lose to Bisu. But he didn't, man. He didn't lose to Bisu. Yeah, Eepster, that was it was a 5-pool. It was a 5-pool that zerO failed on. It looked pretty close, but Kwanro pulled it out, and he takes us to game number 4 as a result. Yeah, 9-pool definitely a normal build in ZVZ, as is overpool and 12-hatch. 9-pool can be considered a build order win against the 12-pool, but we saw that's not always the case, as Kwanro lost his game number 2, 9-pool versus 12-pool, or 12-hatch. What happened, though, was he waited a very long time to get his Lings over to the base, where he should have been heading cross-map from the start, but for some reason he decided to go to the top left at the last second, and then he waited for like 12 Lings before going in, and at that point 2 hatcheries were able to produce Lings for zerO, keeping him in the game. And even though he was behind from tech, he had enough economy to create a ton of spores. So at this point, we've got some Lings out on the map, just trying to get some scouting out. It looks like both players are going to find the other's position, just realizing where the Lings are coming from. zerO is sending a fairly decent force over to the bottom right, or being prepared to send a force over there anyway. Second hatcheries are not complete for either player yet, certainly on the way. And a scouting link for Kwanro is trying to get in the base of zerO, and actually the same is happening over in Kwanro's base. Lair on the way for both players. So the build is mirror still. The 12-hatch into quick lair into most likely Spire. I can't remember the last time we didn't see a Spire. It's very rare to see Hydra. Every once in a while you'll see someone pull it out. But honestly, I can't remember the last time. I mean, it was 4 years ago, but I can't remember the last time I saw a Hydra build win against Muta. It's just the micro is too strong. Looks like the Ling does get inside the base of zerO. He's going to get a scout. He won't get any kills, but he'll see the exact timing of the lair. Big Ling attack coming from zerO. It looks like zerO has more Lings here. He is coming in, but the reinforcements for Kwanro might be enough to buy time here to get into this. It looks like very solid micro, though, for Kwanro, and is able to actually pull it out at the last second. But zerO definitely got the value side of that battle. As he reinforces, he will be up a few Lings here. Spire goes down for Kwanro, but no Spire for zerO. zerO is committing to a Ling attack here. And if he's able to take down Kwanro before the Muta are able to come out, because the Spire is only 2/3 of the way done, which appears to be what's happening here as more Lings continue to stream in, he has not committed the resources to Aspire himself, so that is an additional 8 Ling advantage that he has on top of the advantage he got where he beat a lot of Lings with his force going into this battle. And Kwanro is out! He GG's! He's got no way to stay in this game. And that's it, guys. That's it. zerO takes the set 3-1, losing only a 5-pool game. And honestly, he dominated Kwanro. He made him his bitch. He told him to put on a ball gag and just wait for it. And Kwanro had nothing to say, probably because there was a ball gag in his mouth. So very nicely done by zerO. Unfortunately for Kwanro, this is going to end his tournament life here. And we'll have to wait until the next tournament to see what he's been able to practice up on and what he can bring. We'll certainly miss the aggression of Kwanro as we watch games without him. But until then, zerO has surprised me anyway. And hopefully he shows a strong showing in the finals. So zerO is on to the finals. Kwanro will probably fight for third. I'm not sure when those games will be taking place, but oh no, March 1st are the finals. So they may do the finals and the third place match on the same day, or third place match may happen like the week prior or something like that. So I'll keep you posted as we find out, though. So to YouTube, GG, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that set of games. In contrast to the insane TVTs that we watched for the SSL games, my God. It was a nice change of pace. We'll just leave it at that. So until next time, May your pylons be many. Just kidding! Game number 5, guys! I fooled you the whole time! Actually, Kwanro won that, apparently. So, yeah, we just did a colorblind test on the live stream, and it appears that I'm not colorblind, I'm just an idiot. So we are going to go on to game number 5 of this best of 5 series, which, hey, can you really complain? We got more StarCraft to watch now, so at the end of the day, we all win. Other than the fact that I look like an idiot, which apparently doesn't take much at this point. So on the bottom right, we have the teal zerG. Who is the teal zerG? We're about to find out, and I'm going to double check. It's Kwanro. Kwanro is teal. Kwanro is teal. Teal. Kwanro. He's teal. Kwanro is green, he says. Okay, and zerO is orange. Orange. zerO is orange. zerO is orange in the top right. And Kwanro is green in the bottom right. Are we all clear on the colors? That's Kwanro. The other guy is zerO. Alright. Let's give this one a shot. Let's not mess it up for the finals. And let's enjoy this last game. We do know at the very least that this is the last game. But I gotta say, you know, if we spin everything that we said in the last game, Kwanro had some fairly brilliant play there in faking the lair and going that mass Ling. And honestly, that was just a solid game plan. Looks like we're going to see overpool coming from... what is going on here? We have an extractor before pool? Wow! Alright. That's pretty rare. So he went extractor before pool. We haven't actually even seen that in any of the games that I've casted since coming back. It's a legitimate build. It allows you to get another drone prior to making that spawning pool, which is kind of weird. And from Kwanro, who is green, we're going to see a 12 hatch. So what does this equate to, though? I think it's like, I guess we'll call it a 9.5 pool. I don't know. It's a speedling build, though, which means that it looks like zerO is not messing around this game. Who is orange, by the way? zerO is orange. Just making sure we're all on the same page. So zerO's going to go for speedlings here. Kwanro just getting his gas now. His spawning pool is still in the red, only at 200 hit points, whereas the pool is about done for zerO. And so we're going to see Lings pop out instantaneously. Oh, I am an idiot. He went for the quick lair. That's why he went for that early gas. And he is going to make Lings behind that, so that was a poor call by me. I was probably thinking of like C- iCup play and not professional Brood War player play. Because I swear I've done that build before where you're like, I'm going to get super fast speedlings. They'll be fast when they come out. And instead we're actually going to see a quicker lair, and extra gas being mined by zerO. However, Kwanro should be able to defend against these Lings by the time they get over to his base. So he's got a build order advantage currently against zerO. Lings are coming out at this point. It looks like he's got at least 6 on the way. But that lair is pretty far finished already for zerO. There are the Lings that we were just talking about. And Kwanro will also get a pretty solid scout of everything that's coming his way. Lair is complete. Spire goes down. Ling's trying to defend this top of the ramp over here. It looks like he'll do a fairly good job of that. This could be it right here, actually, if Kwanro is not careful. But no, he gets the better of the exchanges so far. And more Lings will be on the way for Kwanro. Oh, no! Kwanro looks like he's a little worried here. They zoom in on his face again, and it looks like he is down quite a bit. And we've got 4 Lings against 2. And another 2, actually 6 Lings against 2. And some drones. Or he's up to 3 at this point. One Ling is doing nothing for some reason. I wonder if he's bugged out and he can't move. But Kwanro is actually going for a counterattack at the same time. So he is not playing dead here. He is playing aggressive. But he doesn't know where zerO is. He goes for the top left base and gets nothing. The 6 o'clock base is scouted. And zerO backs up here. It looks like he's going to realize that Kwanro has probably got more Lings than he does. But the Spire is approaching completion. One Ling is going to get in the base of Kwanro from zerO. But that's a solid number of Lings heading over to zerO's base. Looks like Kwanro is trying to take this out before he loses any any of his drones. And he cannot break up the ramp quite yet. Finally, he gets up, but the Spire is done. We've got a sunken down as well. And wow, zerO is actually supply blocked. He's unable to make any Muta quite yet. The Muta coming out now. He is going to take out the Lings at the very least and try to get a drone. More Lings are on the way, streaming across the map. He's got enough here to continue to force zerO to at least hang out inside of his base. But you can look at Hero's face, or Kwanro's face, and you can see that he is a little worried. It's not looking particularly good. And the Muta pop out just in time to help defend against his latest Ling attack. But there's a decent number of Lings here. However, the Sunkens and the drones are managing this fairly well. He's down to only 3 drones at this point. 4 drones, if I can count. And he has not been mining for a while. That Sunken has taken a few hits. 5 drones, apparently. And a Spore is inside each of the bases for Kwanro. So we're actually seeing a repeat of game number 2, essentially, in reverse. Where we saw Quick Muta going against an expansion type build, and Kwanro with the double Spore should be able to defend against the early game. And that Sunken is in pretty good shape, actually. So the Spore is complete. This will buy some time. No quick time. I do not want to install you now. Leave me alone. Spore covers the other base as well. And Kwanro is trying to do his best to, at the very least, take out a drone or two, or at the very least, disrupt mining. And honestly, zerO is finding himself in the same exact position. Oh my god, that was huge. That single drone was huge. He is on 4 drones. And all Kwanro has to do to win this game that he was down 0-2 is let the game get past the 10-minute mark. That's all he has to do, and he will be way ahead. I'm assuming that zerO is going to be droning up at this point. We finally have a Spire going down. I'll be honest, if I was Kwanro, I would be building an extra Spore or 2. But he's the pro and probably realizes that zerglings are a quick tech switch that can be made by zerO, and we do see a couple pop out that would be able to deal with the Sunkens if he's not careful. He's going to get a free scout. He's going to see Lings coming out. 4 Lings are going to be on the map and potentially heading over to the expansion. So we might even see a Sunken formed at each base as well, and that would be enough to just maintain this game for Kwanro to the later stages. And zerO is definitely feeling the pressure at this point. I got the colors right. Yes, zerO is the one in trouble, guys. He's running in, but he's going to be greeted by 4 Lings, and you can see the look on his face. He realizes that this game might be over already. Kwanro might have done the unexpected and even the impossible. Not quite impossible. The unlikely, though, by defending this attack. He is morphing into Sunken that will be able to defend that spawning pool fairly easily. Lings are going to try to get as many kills as they can on drones, but there's actually enough drones to deal with this without too much issue. Now, he might get the Spire. He might get the Spire, but a few Muta do pop out just in time. The Spire goes down! This game is not over, guys. 2 Muta come out, and 4 Muta come out. Wow! 4 Muta come out, and I think Kwanro actually has almost the same number of Muta. 5 Muta. And he's going straight after the drones, and there's no Evo chamber at all. Kwanro does lose 1 Mutalist, but he's so far ahead of the other Mutalists, he's guaranteed to get at least 1 kill here. At least 1 kill. Maybe 2. And he sends the drones over to the gas to try to mine that out. I think he got 1 kill so far. He is focusing down those drones, and that's all he's got to do to win this game. And it looks like zerO is down to maybe 4 drones. Let me see. If they go back to his base, we'll see. I don't see any kills on that Muta, actually. Spire's being rebuilt. And 2, 4, 5 drones. Wow. So zerO is in a really, really scary position. You can see Kwanro's face here. Why is he not getting another Spore? He is getting another Spore at this point. He's got to defend that spawning pool as well. He's got only 2 Muta at this point. Second, is that a Sunken or a Spore? It looks like a second Spore is going down to try to deal with this and ensure that he can protect the Spire. And that bank is at 300 gas, so he's definitely got a few more Muta that he can make at this point, and he will just continue to fall or find himself ahead of this game. Although zerO is starting to catch up in terms of drone count. he's been dedicating mining minerals so he can beef that up as much as possible. And we do see a second spore come down in both bases. Now, very smart for zerO. He does go after that extractor, much like we saw Kwanro do in game number 2. Spire number 2 is almost complete for Kwanro at this point, though, and he's guaranteed to be at least at 500 gas going into this. And that will be an easy equalizer, as it looks like we've got 6 Muta out on the field for zerO. 2, 4, 5, 6. I think it's 6. And, ooh, he goes after the drone line again, and this time he is going to get a couple of kills. One goes, actually, none go down. None go down at all as he tries to micro against Scourge. And if Kwanro keeps making blunders like this, he is not going to win this game. I dare say Kwanro might be overly aggressive this game. And he loses both Scourge, both Muta to Scourge alone. That is a huge value gain. It looks like he can see that there is a drone coming out for zerO to probably try to expand. It looks like that's exactly what we're going to see. And finally, Kwanro is making Muta once again, and a couple Scourge of his own. He's got 3 Muta out on the field at this point, but he's going up against at least 7 or 8. And zerO might have hit critical mass. I mean, he may have gotten enough Muta out on the field to deal with these numbers. And Kwanro he's at 7 Muta himself. And this time he is once again going straight for the drone line here. And this could be it, guys. This could be GG if he catches it. Scourge run right by the Muta. They try to run back at the last second. There are 2 Muta in the base. The Scourge are getting microed down. And it looks like Kwanro's got the Muta advantage. He takes out a single drone. He's unable to take out the Scourge. A miss micro allows him to allows the Scourge to take out a Muta for free. And Muta are once again going after the drones. He gets 1. Will he get another? 2 go down. 3 go down. 1 kill on that one. But still, the Muta count. Oh, crap. I don't think he got 3. I think he only got 2. It's hard to say. But the Muta count for Kwanro is still strong. This game is going to continue for a while, actually, I think, despite the fact that it's 2 base versus 1 base. But every minute this goes longer. Wow! Okay, so this time Kwanro is fully committed to taking out as many drones as he can. And in a base trade scenario, the guy with the spores is going to win. And this time he's actually going in with Ling's as well. He's got 1 Muta to try to defend. Look at zerO's face. He's slouching down. He realizes that he is overcommitted with his Muta going down against the expansion base of Kwanro. And wow, Kwanro has pulled it out, managed a reverse all kill, and he's going to rub it in his face on top of everything else. He backs off with the Muta. I think he's honestly just checking for hidden expansions. He sees there are none. He knew that there was 1 drone heading out, and he's starting to finally feel comfortable with where he's at. And it looks like he's going to engage in the middle of the map zerO's Mutas. Now, zerO does have a decent amount of Mutas. It looks like zerO has more Muta than Kwanro. But with the flank here, I think in total, Kwanro will have more Muta. And Kwanro is going for a 3rd base, by the way. And here we go. zerO goes in. It looks like he's going to try to micro down all of the units of Kwanro as best he can. But the Muta counts are dwindling for both players. And what are we left with? Kwanro is actually going to have the advantage for once in a Muta fight. No, Scourge are joining the battle here, but more Muta are here to actually to reinforce, and zerO is unable to do the same. And you can see the look on zerO's face. He realizes this is the end of his tournament life. And GG from zerO. From zerO. zerO GG'd. After that 5-pool loss, he went on full tilt. Kwanro takes game number 2 with, or game number 4 with a brilliant transition at the last minute. It's a Ling only against what zerO assumed was going to be Ling Muta, and then pulls out a game 5 with very solid play, reminiscent of game number 2, where he wins the build order disadvantage with his expansion and makes it to the finals. That's incredible. That is incredible. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that series. For those of you on YouTube, feel free to come follow and watch us over at twitch.tv/RisePubGames, where we do this live on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and sometimes Sundays from 8:30 p.m. EST until ? Because we're crazy. And we watch a lot of Brood War, apparently. So we're also casting SSL games. Looking to do a dual cast with Sale in the recent or in the near future for the finals of the KSL, which will be March 1st, I believe, which is a Sunday for Korea, but it's actually the last day of February for us. I don't know how many days are in February this year. I guess 28, whatever. So hopefully we'll see you there. If you can, come catch it live, and it'll certainly be a lot of fun. GG, and see you in the next set.